Hello everyone, it is Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet where I talk all things planners, fountain pens, and fountain pen inks. I have a BENU here, which has been, I'm so grateful that BENU has sent this along to me for review. Now, I haven't had the greatest luck with BENUs. There's just something that has always been not at any fault of BENU's, but for me, it just hasn't always been the perfect match of a pen. Maybe this one is it? I don't know. Like, I love the look of the BENU's and everyone talks so highly of BENU's, but the ones that I've tried just haven't worked for me. I've tried Euphorias. They are not comfortable in my hand. I have tried the Talismans. They're beautiful, but they just weren't it for me. And I haven't tried the other models because I'm not a fan of pocket pens. So will this model work for me? Let's see. So what I love about BENU as well is that these come in these recyclable cardboard packages, and then they come in the cardboard sleeves, and it also comes with the long international cartridge. You've got the warranty as well as some of that recyclable paper there. So what did I get from BENU? Let's open this up. Ta-da! It is their BENU Haute collection. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm trying to say it in the French way. Haute. I'm going to have to ask my daughter and she's going to make fun of me. But this is the Haute Lustre collection. And this collection has 10 different pens, I believe. 5 of them are in the more subtle finish like this. And then there's 5 in the usual BENU glitz and shimmer. But what I really like about this is just the spread and chatoyance of the shimmer in here. It's like a golden corally shimmer, and then you've got the dusty pink along the cap as well as the grip section, and it's got the gold trim as well. So you've got the gold clip as well as the gold number 6 Schmidt nib on here. One of the other things about this particular model with the Haute is the fact that it's not round, it's actually squared with rounded corners. And I'm normally not a fan of any type of oh gosh, the word was just in my head and now it's escaped. Facets. I'm normally not a fan of facets, but if I actually put it in my hand just like this, this doesn't really bug this area of my hand, the pearly Q. It doesn't really agitate that area when it sits there. It actually sits there quite comfortably. And then when I rest my fingers on the grip section, the threads are not sharp at all. And the grip section feels a little smaller than what I normally like, but overall it's actually not too bad of a pen. Now, does this post? I don't normally post my pens, but I do know a lot of people who do post. It does post, but it doesn't feel at all secure. So I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you really push it down. If you push it down, then yes. But is it, I don't know. I mean, if you balance it like that, maybe, but it does feel a little back heavy and a little bit like a huge weapon if I'm going to post it. So for me, I wouldn't post it, but with the size of my hands and with the size of that particular pen, that actually looks like quite a good size. So let's go ahead and compare this to other pens that I have in my collection. Now, unfortunately, I don't have other BENUs that I could compare this to because I am the type of person where if a pen doesn't work for me, I will sell it so that it actually will be used by somebody who loves it way more than I do. So I will I will compare this to other pens in my collection, but I recommend going over to Simona or Simone's YouTube channel. She has a wide collection of BENU pens that she'll compare the sizes of the Talisman as well as the Euphoria to this model. So let's go compare. Okay, so there is the Haute Lustre, and I'll compare it to other pens that I have in my collection. So the first pen I will compare it to is the Esterbrook Esty. For me, this is the most comfortable pen just because of the shape and the length, as well as the width, the overall width or diameter of the body. Then we have my Leonardo Momento Zero, which is very similar in size. Then we have the TWSBI Eco, probably the smallest in terms of the grip section compared to these two, but is one that is easy to compare because a lot of other people may have a TWSBI Eco. And then lastly, this is a wancher, but it is the size of a Sailor Pro Gear. And you can tell this is definitely smaller, but I know that other people would probably compare it to this size as well. Let's look at all of these uncapped. So there are all of the pens uncapped, and the grip section that I really want to compare this to is the Esterbrook Esty, because I find the grip section of the Esterbrook Esty the most comfortable just in terms of the width and the overall length. And you can see here just from that comparison, I don't have calipers, so I won't be able to take exact measurements for you, but you can see how the BENU Lustre, or the BENU Haute Lustre, is a little bit narrower along the grip section. But then if you compare the bodies, the body of the BENU actually looks a little bit wider or girthier, or maybe they're about, I don't know, they're maybe about the same. But in terms of the way that I would hold this in my hand, the Esterbrook Esty is extremely comfortable for me. Now, this again can be very subjective based on, many other factors. But for me, if you find an Esterbrook Esty comfortable, then you may also find this particular model of BENU comfortable as well. I haven't had really an opportunity to write with it yet, but just from first impressions and the way that this is sitting in my hand, this is already more comfortable than the Euphoria ever was for me. I don't know what it was about the Euphoria. I think it was because the body of it was so big, and then the grip section was such a stark decrease that I felt like in order to keep the pen in my hand, I had to grip it really tightly so that I could control the bigger body versus the really small or the narrower grip section. But the balance between the two, there's hardly a step between the body and the grip, and the threads are not sharp at all. So really, overall first impressions, this is really comfortable for me. And then comparing it as well in terms of length, it is a little longer than the Esty and the Leonardo Momento Zero, and is actually about, similar in length to the TWSBI Eco uncapped. And then here, the Pro Gear size is definitely the smallest. So let's go ahead and weigh that pen. All right, so, let's zero out the scale here. The scale is being wonky. There we go, zero that out. So the pen capped is 25 grams, and then uncapped, thankfully it doesn't roll away because of those facets, it is 14 grams. So actually not bad of a weight at all. Already I'm really liking it, but I'm also now considering the Haute in satin finish. It's that brown one that I'll post a picture of here. It's this beautiful brown kind of purple, and I actually can't tell, is it brown or is it a dark purple? I don't know. Somebody let me know if you have that. Let me know in the comments below, and I'm actually highly considering it. Let's go ahead and find an ink to ink this with. So here are the most recent inks that I received from a local pen friend, and I'm really thinking that one of these inks will go very well with this new Haute Lustre. And I was originally thinking Kitty Ink Pot, a soft candy, but then I'm going to bring this a little closer here. Look at how well that matches to the shimmer in Burma Tourmaline. I think we may have a match here. Let's go ahead and ink that up. So the BENUs also come with a standard international converter, which is fantastic. Now, while I'm filling this, I will mention that the price that I've seen for this, I believe, is between $210 and $230 US, which is slightly higher in price than the other models, such as the Euphoria or the Talisman. Now, I'm not a merchandiser or anything like that, so I don't know exactly what goes into how they decide the prices for these pens, but it is definitely a little bit more expensive, and I'm not sure if I would pay. Oh, you know what? I just did all of that and I didn't even agitate it. But basically what I'm saying is the price increase worth it? That I'm not sure. I don't know how or what exactly is different about the production of this pen versus, for example, the facets on Euphoria. What makes this that much more different that it has to have that increase in price? Again, I'm not a merchandiser and I don't work for a specific brand, but those are just my thoughts. Okay. All right, so we've got enough ink in here. Let's just wipe that off on my cloth here. Make sure to close this because I have been known to spill. Oh, there we go. Already, I'm loving the way that that looks in the converter. All right, and putting the cap on. Very smooth threads here. Don't worry about that at all. And I actually don't worry too much about how many turns it takes to open and close. I mean, that's one, about two. And it's not really a huge deal breaker for me if it's a pen that I'm using for journaling. The main thing for me on a day-to-day basis is it just easy for me to write with? That's all. And 2 turns to take the cap off is fine for me. All right, so now here I am in my Hobonichi A5 journal, and I have this pen profile stamp. This is from Everyday Explorers Co. from their new Pen Day collection. I've linked their shop in the description below. So we've got the brand. Oh, that nib is smooth. BENU and the model is Haute. The nib is fine, and the color is Lustre. Wow, and this is inked with Tono and Limbs. Burma, oh my goodness. Tourmaline. I really should stop filming videos right after I finish work. My first impressions of the BENU Haute, it's got a very smooth, fine nib. It's actually quite comfortable in the hand, and I love the beautiful resin. Now, I do need to write with this more and for longer to see if this is comfortable for longer writing sessions, but so far I am loving it. So, is this the BENU model for me after trying the Euphoria and the Talisman? Is this the one for me? All right, so initial first impressions. I'm really liking this particular model of BENU. The squared off body with the rounded edges is actually comfortable for me. Normally, I'm not into facets, but this so far is proving to be comfortable. I'm loving the gold clip with the matching hardware here along with the BENU, and I'm also loving that it matches the nib, and it's, for me, really to my taste in terms of how much shimmer I like in a pen, to the point where I am really considering that satin finish in this one as well. We'll see. We'll see. I am going to ink this up for 15 inks, 30 days in November, and maybe I'll use this pen in my 5-year journal just so that I can write with it every day and see how I feel about this combination. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to BENU for sending this pen for review. Sorry about making that wobble there. But I really want to give BENU a try. I know so many of my friends that absolutely love the brand, and they love the different models, and I just want to find the one that works for me, and maybe this one is it. I don't know. What do you think? All right, thanks again for watching, and let me know your thoughts down below. Take care and have yourselves a great day.